Hey guys, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create your own customized blog inside of Wix using databases and dynamic pages. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Wix already offers a blogging system. Why would I need a custom one? And you're completely right. Wix's blogging system is pretty good, but let's say you want to do something very specific, or you don't want to be held down by the limitations of the design for your blog. So I'm going to be teaching you how you can create your own customized designed blog using the CMS and dynamic pages. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to look at is let's look at the blog page. The first thing we're going to see is we're going to have a repeater with a bunch of different blog posts inside of it. We have the main image, we have the title, we have a description, and we even have the author. Then if we go ahead and switch over to the blog post page, once again, we're going to see the author, the title, and then below that, we'll be able to see the actual blog post, which consists of paragraphs, headings, images, or videos, or just about anything like that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is come over to add. We're going to go to Content Manager, and we're going to press Add to Site. Now it's going to offer a bunch of presets that we can choose from. However, for this one, what we're going to do is just go to Item List, and we're going to customize it. For the name of the collection, let's just call this Real Blog. Now you can just call this blog on your own website, but since I have already added a blog to the site, blog is already taken. So we are going to do Real Blog. And for this one, we do want to add a dynamic list page and a dynamic item page. So we're going to go ahead and press Add to Site. Now this is going to add those dynamic pages, and then it's going to open up the database. So the first thing we're going to notice is this default items database comes with a title, image, subtitle, item page text, alt text, and then the links to the dynamic pages. Now, what I want to go ahead and do is remove the subtitle, remove the item page text, and we're going to remove the alt text for now as well. Now, basically, all we're going to want to do is go ahead and add a new field. We're going to call this one Post, and then we're going to change the field type to Rich Content. Now, basically, what that's going to allow us to do is if I click on this, it's going to open up a box that looks like this. And here we can basically create whatever we want. We can create a blog post however we want. So we can switch between paragraphs and headings. We can even add little dividers, images and videos, which for this one, let's just go ahead and choose this image right here. And if we wanted to, we could also embed some code, add social media posts, store items, bookings, and events if we wanted to as well. But now that we are done with this blog post, we can go ahead and close out of this one. And what we could do for the image is I would probably suggest using the same image that we used in the blog post itself, but we're going to notice we're missing a few things. So we have the title, we have the image, and we even have the post itself, but we still need the author. So what we want to do is go ahead and close out of this database. We're going to go to Content Manager, and we're going to add a new collection. Now this one is going to be Blog Writers. And let's go ahead and press Create. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is create a new field. We're going to call this one Name. And we're also going to click on it, make this one the primary field. And we're just going to delete title because we don't need this one right here. And then we're also going to go ahead and add a new field. And we're going to call this one Image. And we're also going to make sure that we change the field type to image as well. Now for blog writers, I'm just going to add myself. So I'm just going to say Ryan, and I'm going to go ahead and add an image here as well. And once you upload an image, we can go ahead and just add it to page, and you can have as many blog writers as you want. But now let's go back to our content manager. We'll go to Real Blog, and we're going to create a new field type. This one's going to be the author. And we're going to set the field type to a reference field. And we're going to reference the blog writers. Perfect. So now what we can do is just go ahead and select my name. That way when we create the blog post and everything like that, we can set up Ryan as the author for the post. So if we go back to the blog page, there is actually a couple more things that we can add. So let's just go ahead and go to the blog. We're going to say manage posts. Now let's go ahead and edit a post real quick. So as you can see here, that rich content field already looks a lot like what we already have here on the blog page. However, we also need to do a couple things. So first thing is we already have the display image in our database. We already have the author, but we need a description. So we'll need to add a field for description in our database. We can even add related posts if we would like. We also need to add fields for SEO and social share. We'll need to make sure we have a description. And if we wanted to, we can also create categories and tags inside the database as well. So let me go ahead and teach you how to do that. So what we're going to do is open up the content manager, open up the real blog database. And what we want to do is go ahead and set a field type to SEO description. And it's going to be a field type of text. Then what we can do is go ahead and add another field type. This one can be categories. And we're going to set the field type to tags. And we're also going to set another field type for tags. And we're also going to set this field type to tags as well. And for this SEO description one, before I get too far along, we want to make sure that we only have around 70 characters. That way, when we set up the SEO in a little bit, it's not going to be cut off and it looks more professional. But let's say for this title one, we can go ahead and paste in some of our text right here. For category, we can call this one Wix. And maybe for tags, maybe this one could be Velo, CMS, stuff like that. And you would want to fill all of these out as well, which for now, all I'm going to do is just change out the images. And lastly, if you wanted to create a related post area, what you can do is add a new field. We'll call this one related posts. And we're going to set the field type to a multi-reference field. And we're just going to reference this same post. So we're just going to do that right here. And you're going to notice it added two fields. So we have the related post field that we created. And then since we are referencing this field, it added another one. Typically how the multi-reference works is, let's say you have a team and services page. And if you multi-reference each other, it will create a team field in your services database, and then it'll create a services field in your team database. But since we multi-referenced the same database, it just added both fields here. So if we wanted to, we could just hide the second one. And for related post, all we have to do is press this little plus, and we can select the posts that would apply as a related post to number 3. But now we basically have everything set up for our blog. And now it's basically time to start editing. So what we want to do is come over to dynamic pages, and let's go to the real blog page all. So this should be basically our repeater, and you'll be able to see that all of the content basically has already been filled out. But let's say we want to kind of add our author here. So what we can go ahead and do is just add an image. And for design purposes, let's just go ahead and make this a circle. And what we want to do is go ahead and connect this image to our author's image, just like that. And then the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add some text elements to the page. I'm going to change the text to author name, and we're going to make this quite small. So we're going to make this like 14 pixels, and we're going to bring it right next to the image. And what we can do is connect this author name to the author's name right there. So you can design this however you like. So if you wanted a different design, you can come up to add, go to list, and you can choose any of these designs these preset designs, and you can edit them however you would like. But for the purpose of today, we're just going to leave it like this. And then if we come over from the all real blog page to the page title, to the blog title page, here's what we're going to see. Now for this, we're just going to go ahead and remove all of the content from the page because we do not need this one. What we actually want to do is come over to Content Manager, add content elements, and we're going to add rich text. Now it's basically going to add an element right here that looks like this called rich content. And what we want to do is go ahead and connect this one to our post rich content field that we have created. Now I did not add any rich content to the title 1. So if we go and switch over to title 3, we're going to notice that the content now changes. But the cool thing is we can actually go into the settings and we can change the design of the text, the background, even button and links. And we can also go ahead and stretch this to the full width of the screen if we want to, with some margins, if we wanted something that is more wide. But the cool thing about this is what we can do is we can actually change the layout of this strip, make it a column. And what we can do is just go ahead and delete everything on this right side. And I know a lot of people like to have ads on their blog post. So let's just go ahead and add Google Adsense. Now I'm not actually going to connect this or anything like that. You could literally just line up a bunch of ads on the page. And then you could also align this blog post to the right hand side. And you can create a blog post that looks like this. Now this is like the custom design part of it that I was talking about earlier. However, we're still not quite done because maybe let's say we want to have the author here. So let's just go ahead and add an image again. We'll go ahead and make sure that this one is circular, just like the other page. And then we're going to connect this, of course, just like before, to the author's image, just like that. Then we'll go ahead and add some more text, which this one will connect to the author's name. But this is basically how you create a custom blog inside of Wix. If you guys did enjoy the video, please consider giving this video a like and consider subscribing for more Wix content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see you on the next one.